to my channel. This is episode 2 of our Iceland travel around the ring road. If you haven't seen the first video, please check out the link above and I will also post it on the description. I hope you'll watch until the end and see for yourself how amazing Iceland truly is. There's no other place like Iceland on the planet, and I can't wait to share them with you. In this video, my husband and I will be visiting the Highlands and southern part of Iceland for day 3 and 4 of our travel. Did you know that Iceland has so many one-lane bridges? When approaching a single-lane bridge, look ahead and drive carefully if you see any oncoming traffic. The first one to get on the bridge has the right of way. First stop for today is Haifoss, which means high waterfall. It's one of the most beautiful waterfalls in Iceland. The breathtaking surroundings make us forget the 7.4 kilometers of gravel road we've driven from the main road to get here. And this is probably one of the reasons why not too many people make an effort to visit this place. I definitely think that this is one of the must-see places in the Highlands. From the parking lot, there's a short hike of mostly flat trail to get to the falls. The small waterfall on the right side is called the Kvernufoss, but the highlight of course is the breathtaking Haifoss. You can also walk farther to the canyons for a different angle of the views. You can also hike down to the bottom of the falls, but I would advise to do that on a nice weather because it can get so windy and misty in this area. As for us, we just stood there and watched the amazing views in front of our eyes. It was well worth the rugged drive to this beautiful scenery. Continue our Highlands tour, and the next stop is Landmannalaugar, famous for its colorful mountains and known for its geothermal hot springs. The road to Landmannalaugar can only be accessed by driving a 4x4 vehicle, as you will be driving on F roads. As you know, F roads are mountain roads and unpaved gravel roads that aren't regularly maintained. It is prohibited to drive on F roads if you don't have a 4x4 vehicle. center, be prepared to cross a river, which unfortunately I forgot to film because I was so scared. We did cross the river twice, out and back, and both times I was panicking, hence there's no video of it. Anyway, we did the shortest hike as we didn't have enough time for a longer hike. It was mostly an uphill hike, but nevertheless, it was still a satisfying one, seeing those beautiful colorful mountains and the incredible lava fields. Today's drive is all about gravel roads. At one point, we were thinking, what will happen if we get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere? Luckily, our car rental did not give up on us. On our way back, we stopped by Sigoldugljufur Canyon. I hope I'm saying it right. It's one of the most incredible waterfall canyons in Iceland. But it's another off-the-beaten-path canyon that requires a kilometer hike to get there. What an amazing sight to see as you approach the edge of the canyons with all the waterfalls on one side of the canyon walls. It looks unreal, or just like a painting. Our last stop for the day is Pjofafoss, another stunning waterfall with a beautiful Waterfall mountain in the background. This waterfall is part of the Dyrholaey River, the longest river in Iceland that stretches from the Highlands all the way to the southern region. Surprisingly, the water that flows in this area is controlled and managed by Iceland's main producer of electricity. After an exciting day 3, today we will continue our trip to the southern part of Iceland. First on our agenda is Seljalandsfoss, a popular destination among visitors, a waterfall that can be seen up close through a pathway that stretches around it. When climbing up the pathway, be prepared to get wet due to the powerful mist blowing from the falls. It is also very slippery, so be sure you are wearing the right pair of shoes. The day we visited, it was raining very hard, so we decided to skip the other often overlooked waterfall just a few meters away called Dyrholaey. The weather in Iceland can change in an instant, from sunny to rain in few minutes. When we left Seljalandsfoss, it was raining, but the rain stopped when we get to the next destination, Skogafoss. another equally popular waterfall in the south. It's one of the biggest and very powerful waterfalls in Iceland. You can walk right up to it and get wet, or hike up to see the falls from the top. About a mile drive away from Skogafoss is another spectacular waterfall called Kvernufoss. A parking fee of 500 ISK or about $4 must be paid in this Skogar Museum, which allows you access to the trail going to Kvernufoss. The hike starts by climbing up some steps to cross the fence and expect to hike for a mile or about 20 minutes to get to the waterfall. Please note that this waterfall is on private property, hence there's less people compared to the popular Skogafoss. Upon reaching the Kvernu River, the hike becomes more interesting until you reach the gorge, which means you are now closer to the waterfall. Our next destination is Solheimajokull Glacier, which is about 14 minutes drive or 12 kilometers away from Kvernufoss. It's very accessible, just off the ring road and a little hike to the viewpoint. Sadly, due to climate change, this glacier is quickly shrinking and receding. So I am glad to have visited this as I may never see this glacier again. There are many popular day tours being offered to hike the glacier or do kayaking, so you'll find many people in the area. If you plan to hike the glacier, be sure to wear warmer clothes and sturdy hiking boots. I recommend going to Dyrholaey Peninsula, not far from the village of Vik. It's the southernmost point of South Iceland. During our visit, the road to the lighthouse was closed due to construction activity in the area, so we went to the lower part by driving all the way to the end of Road 218. There are many trails and you can hike to the lighthouse from this area. However, we were not able to actually hike as it was very windy on the afternoon we were there, so we settled just on filming the beach and the staggering views from one of the viewpoints. From here, you can actually get a glimpse of Reynisfjara Beach across the viewpoint. It is common to see warning sign of speed limit such as 50 kilometers per hour when approaching an urban area. If you take a closer look, you'll see a smiling emoji if driving within the speed limit. Our next destination, the black sand beach of Reynisfjara, well known for its stacks of basalt columns and enormous waves. From the parking lot, there are plenty of warning signs on how dangerous the sneaker waves can be as they suddenly surge up the beach way farther than you expect and can pull people back into the sea. The beach is one of the most beautiful but dangerous beaches in the world. According to the news, 3 people have drowned in the last 10 years, so please be very careful when visiting this area. As we drove towards the southeastern part of Iceland, you won't miss this church located up on the hill in the village of Vik. We made a short stop to see the stunning views of Reynisfjara Beach and the town of Vik. We're glad we decided to make a stop here. Our last stop for the day, and one of the highlights of our trip, is the beautiful canyon of Fjadrargljufur. I hope I said it right. It's 2 kilometers long and you can hike up all the way to the waterfalls for a magnificent view. There are 2 ways to get to the waterfall. The other one would require driving on F-road, which you must drive with a 4x4 vehicle. This is a shorter hike if you want to avoid hiking uphill, as this alternative route is flat. During our visit, we actually went both routes so as not to miss any views, and we were not disappointed. The video does not give justice to the actual scenery in person. I'd say this is a must-see when you drive to the southern part of Iceland.